for 4 months. Valuable FD.
A very good evening. It's the 23rd of December 2022. Welcome to the primetime news here on TV1. For the Newsfirst team, where the people come first, I'm Senitha Senanayaka. Before we take a look at the stories that we've got for you this evening in detail, let's take a look at the headlines. Professor Ashu Marasinghe steps down from President's advisor role. Hirunika alleges animal abuse as the reason for the sudden resignation.
ආශු මාරසිංහ විසින් ඒ සුරතල් බලුපැටියාව ලිංගිකව ඉරිහ කරලා තියෙනවා බලුපැටියට.
ඒ වගේ කතාවක් මේ වගේ ප්‍රසිද්ධිය කියන්න සිද්ධ වෙච්ච එක ගැන මම ඇත්තටම ලැජ්ජ වෙනවා කාන්තාවක් විදියට.
Ceylon Electricity Board engineers claim shutting down one generator of the Norochole power plant is costing 250 million rupees a day. Acute medicine shortage cripples Anuradhapura Hospital.
මට බෙහෙත් 8ක් විදින්න ඕන බෙහෙත් 8ට කීයක් යනවද මං කොහොමද හොයන්නේ සල්ලි.
Motorcycle gunmen strike again. One man shot dead in Siduwa. Dinesh after murder remains a mystery. Anura Kumara says there is no requirement to protect Ranil. On to your top story this evening. Presidential Advisor on Parliamentary Affairs, Professor Ashu Marasinghe, has resigned from his post with immediate effect. According to the President's Media Division, he had taken the decision citing personal reasons. Meanwhile, former parliamentarian Hirunika Premachandra spoke to the media about the resignation of Professor Ashu Marasinghe. The following story has extremely disturbing content that many of our viewers will find horrifying. Newsfirst therefore requests that all children and sensitive adults leave the room, and we will now pause for 10 seconds to allow them to do so.
Hirunika Premachandra was accompanied by a woman claiming to be a one-time lover of Professor Ashu Marasinghe at this media briefing.
දාගන්න බැරි කාරණාව තමයි මෙතුමියගේ සුරතල් බලුපැටියා තමයි මේ අසාධාරණයට ලක් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ.
It was this woman's pet dog that had been subject to cruelty. Ashu Marasinghe had sexually abused this pet dog. I become emotional when speaking about it because I have never heard something like this being done to an innocent pet dog anywhere else in the world. I will provide the media with all the images and videos. This is how he used the pet dog for his needs. These videos are 4 individual hard drives. I never imagined I would have to speak about the President's advisor on such a matter. If a person is sexually abusing an animal, it is an offence under the Penal Code of Sri Lanka that carries a sentence of 20 years. If a person is fulfilling his sexual fantasies using animals, that is a mental disorder. If this is the mentality of the President's advisor, what is the mentality of the President of this country? What action has the President taken regarding this matter? His resignation over this incident is not an important matter. What action will the President take against this person for committing such an act?
මොකද්ද පියවර මෙයා මේ තමුන්ගේ පෞද්ගලික මේ සිද්ධිය සම්බන්ධයෙන් මේ පුද්ගලයා දැන් අයින් වෙච්ච එක නෙවෙයි කාරණාව. මම අහන්නේ දැන් අයින් වුණාට පස්සේ මෙතනින් එහාට මොහුට විරුද්ධව සිද්ධ වෙන මේ මොකද්ද මොහුට විරුද්ධව ගන්න පියවර රටේ ජනාධිපතිතුමා මම අහන්න කැමතියි.
මට ඇත්තටම කතා කරගන්න බෑ මේ වෙච්ච සිදුවීම එක.
I find it difficult to comment on this incident. I was severely harassed by Ashu Marasinghe. Ashu Marasinghe and I were living together under one roof for almost 2 years. As a woman, I am very much ashamed of having to reveal this to the public. This pet dog is named Shiro. I started noticing changes in the dog's behavior. I wanted to know what was happening. I left my phone in the bedroom one day, and that is when I saw this. There are animal rights groups and animal welfare groups in the country. What happened to my pet at the hands of a man wearing a suit could happen to your pet tomorrow. I will solve my personal issues. However, the harassment caused to animals and women by rogues who portray themselves as professors to the public must be looked into. I want these groups to step forward to seek justice for my pet dog. This is what I ask.
මහාචාර්යවරු කියලා එළියට පෙන්නන මේ වගේ හොරුන්ගෙන් මේ වගේ සත්තුන්ට සහ කාන්තාවන්ට වෙන පීඩාව වෙනුවෙන් කතා කරන්න විශේෂයෙන් මගේ පෞද්ගලික ප්‍රශ්න මම ඒ විදිහට විසඳ ගන්නම්. ඒකට නෙවෙයි මට අවස්ථාවක් වුණේ මගේ මේ සතාට කරපු හිංසාව ඒ වෙනුවෙන් ඇවිල්ලා කතා කරන්න මට මේකට සාධාරණයක් ඉෂ්ට කරලා දෙන්න.
Ardasha Kardana also said that she informed the First Lady and President's Secretary Saman Ekanayaka on this matter.
මම මෛත්‍රී වික්‍රමසිංහ මැතිණියට ලිඛිතව බාර දුන්නා ලිපියක් මට.
I handed over a letter to Mrs. Maitri Wickramasinghe citing that I need to meet her and talk about this. However, Ashumarasinghe blocked access to meet all these people, denying justice to me. I spoke to Saman Ekanayak over the phone and I did not get the opportunity to speak to him, and he told me to solve personal issues at a personal level. I started a relationship with Ashumarasinghe some 2 years ago. We met online via Facebook. Then I moved in with him. He told me that his married wife was suffering from a mental illness. He told me that she had distanced herself and that she was living overseas. They are living in Japan.
ඒ අවස්ථාව වෙනකොට ඔහු මට කියන්නේ ඔහුගේ විවාහක බිරිඳ මානසික ආතතියෙන් පෙළෙනවා සහ ඔවුන්ගෙන් දුරස් වෙලා ඉන්නේ ඔවුන් විදේශගත වෙලා ඉන්නේ කියලා. ඇත්තටම ඔහු ඒගොල්ලෝ ජපානයේ ඉන්නේ.
So දැන් වෙන්න හේතුව මොකක්ද?
වෙන්න හේතුව මේ
This is just one reason to separate. He vacated the house on the 12th of November. He tried various methods to silence me. I was harassed at home.
පාවිච්චි කරා ගේ ඇතුලේ මම ඒකයි කිව්වේ විවිධ විදියට මම හැරස්ට් වුණා කියලා.
ඒක ඔබතුමීට පහර දීමකුත් කළාද?
ඔව් විවිධ අවස්ථාවල විවිධ පහර දීම් රණ්ඩු කිරීම සිදු කරලා තියෙනවා.
මොකද කියන පොලිසිය දාන කාර්යයක් මේ කියන විදිහට පැමිණිලි කරනවා නේද?
දිනපතා හැම ප්‍රශ්නයකටම පොලිස්පතිතුමාට කතා කරන පුද්ගලයෙක් ගැන මම කාටද පැමිණිලි කරන්නේ?
අතුරෙන් අත්සුනේ මේ සිද්ධිය දැනගෙන.
ඔව්. මම හිතනවා ජනාධිපති.
Yes, I hope the president will not award him another position. We have been told that he is to be made an ambassador overseas.
අනාපති කෙනෙක් විදියට විදේශගත කරවන්න යනවා කියලා අපිට මේ
ඔව් දැන් අතුරේ ඉවත්තේ පැය දෙකකට කලින්
ඔව්.
දැන් මාධ්‍යමෝ තියන්නේ නැහැ.
ඔව්.
ඒක මෙහෙම එකක් අපි මාධ්‍යමෝත් තියලා මේක අපි රට දෙවි කරනවා කියලා ඔව්ව දැනුවත් කරාද?
නෑ මම දැනුවත් කරේ නෑ.
ඒක ඔව් දැනගන්න කොහොමද?
කියලා ඉතින් දන්නේ නැහැ
ඒක දන්නේ
මේක අද තමයි අපි ප්ලෑන් කරේ මේක තියන්නේ.
විශ්වාසයෙන් කියන්නේ මේ මාධ්‍යමෝ අපි මේක කියන ඉඳ තමයි ඉවත් උනේ කියලා.
පැහැදිලිවම. නැතුව ඉතින් කොහොමද මේ නැත්තම් යා හේතුවක් නැතුව කොහොමද
එයා ඉවත් වෙලානේ මොනවා හේතු
වෙලානේ. අනිවාර්යෙන් මේ සම්බන්ධයෙන් අනිත් එක දැන් මෙතුමිය
If not, why would he step down? He knows that she has come forward with the evidence. He knows that if this material comes to me, what would happen?
ඉතින් එතකොට අනිවාර්යෙන් මේ ටික අරගෙන මල් ළඟට එනවා කියන එක කොහෙට හරි ආරංචි වුණොත් ඉතින් අනිවාර්යෙන් මේක මෙතනින් තමයි නවතින්නේ කියන එක එතුමා දන්නවනේ. හින්දා තමයි අයින් වෙන්න ඇත්තේ.
අපේ මතකයි පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ ඇඳක් සම්බන්ධයෙන් පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ කතා බහක් ලක්වුණා මේ ඒ වගේ
මම ඒක තමයි දැන් ඔක පහුගිය කාලේ මොව කතා වෙනකොට වගෙන කතා කරපු මිනිසුන්
When I was speaking about it, we were reprimanded. What is the need for a bed in the President's office in Parliament? This is a joke. A person comes to Parliament to get his work done, attend the session and leave. No one comes to Parliament to sleep. These comments hurt some people. When I comment on Ranil Rajapaksa, some people take offence. I spoke on all these matters with facts and evidence because I know about these people. A person liking a man or woman is irrelevant. There is freedom for anyone. However, when Ranil Rajapaksa took political and party decisions, he always gave priority for his sexual preference. That is where he went wrong.
ගන්නකොට හැම අවස්ථාවම තමුන්ගේ ලිංගික කැමැත්ත මත තමයි ඔහු තීරණ ගත්තේ.
The Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka and the engineers at the Ceylon Electricity Board repeatedly warned that if coal is not received on time, it would lead to an electricity crisis. However, Minister Kanchana Wijesekara stressed that there would be no shortage of coal. Yet, on Thursday night, authorities shut down a generator at the Norochole coal power plant. If Sri Lanka has sufficient stocks of coal, why was the generator at the power plant turned off?
On Thursday night, authorities shut down the generator at the Norochole coal power plant, citing maintenance requirements. State Minister of Port and Energy Indika Anuruddha Herath said, though the maintenance was scheduled for January 2023, it is expected that the water levels of reservoirs close to hydropower plants could recede, and thus such a decision for early maintenance was made. However, the CB Engineers Union alleged this is a measure to manage the existing coal stocks.
We are informed that the power plant will be shut down to manage the coal stocks. When I inquired from the power plant, I was told that there were no issues or malfunctions. The system controller had told them to shut down the plant.
The Norotchole power plant adds 900 megawatts to the national grid, and after shutting down one generator, it loses 300 megawatts. This 300 megawatts will now have to be sourced from privately owned thermal power plants. The Norotchole power plant incurs a cost of 60 rupees to generate 1 unit of electricity, while 110 rupees must be spent to purchase a unit of electricity from thermal power plants. That means 1 unit will cost an additional 50 rupees.
This coal power plant generated about 6.5 gigawatts. We know the difference if diesel is being used to generate electricity. It will cost around 250 million rupees per day. Who is responsible for this? These matters need to be analysed carefully. There needs to be an audit and the loss must be disclosed to the public. The people need to know what happens to their money. We are concerned as to whether the people's money is being used to pay off for such decisions.
The Electrical Users Association convened a media briefing on the matter.
They have shut down one generator because they don't want to admit they are short of coal. He said there is coal, so why shut down the generator now? Who needs to be charged for this? The President must charge Minister Kanchana Wijesekara for misleading the people. The minister threatened the trade unions as well.
ඒක නිසා මේ වෘත්තීය සමිති වලට ඇඟිල්ල දික් කළා නිකම් මහ තක් ලෙවල් එකෙන් කතා කරපු කාංචන ඇමතිවරයාගේ කතාව නිකන් අර ලැජ්ජාවේ බෑ. කටේ නරිවාදම් රෙද්ද පල්ලෙන් බේරනවා කියන්නේ මේකට තමයි.
Lanka Coal Company Private Limited said that it would be able to supply coal for the Norotchole power plant 2 days after the existing stocks are over. On Thursday, the chairman of the Lanka Coal Company Private Limited said that shipping issues had led to a delay in the shipments reaching Sri Lanka. Where are these coal shipments? The vessel carrying coal bound supposedly for Sri Lanka is currently anchored at the port of Maputo in Mozambique. According to marine shipping data, Sri Lanka is not listed as a port of call. On Thursday, only 25,000 metric tons of coal had been loaded on this vessel, and it is expected that the total shipment that this bulk carrier would carry would be some 60,000 metric tons of coal. After April, the upwelling season begins, and it would become difficult to unload coal at the Norotchole power plant. Therefore, Sri Lanka must source coal immediately. In response to the delay, Minister Kanchana Wijesekara said that coal will be unloaded at the Trincomalee harbour in the east and coal will be transported by lorry to the Norotchole power plant on the west coast.
If there is a certain cost to move coal by ship to the Norotchole jetty and then to the Norotchole power plant, the cost to transport coal by road would be 4 times greater of that amount. We cannot be certain about the practical implementation of that. This would involve a large number of trucks that would have to move back and forth multiple times. We understand the process that needs to be followed when transporting sand on road. This time it would be coal powder that is harmful to the environment. I wonder who gave such advice to the rulers. These decisions cannot be made while sitting inside air-conditioned rooms. I wonder if they would say that since we have the Mattala airport, they would airlift coal to Sri Lanka and use the expressway to transport it.
The CEB Engineers Union also stressed the need to have a minister who would want to resolve the energy crisis.
We need a minister who would listen. We cannot do this alone in the absence of a minister who does not listen. This is a state-owned entity and not a private company. We are requesting the President to discuss this with us without delay and to move ahead to solve the issue. We request for a minister who can do that.
A program to obtain signatures for a petition against the imposition of excessive taxes was held opposite the Karapitiya Teaching Hospital in Galle. The Government Medical Officers Association started obtaining signatures for the petition in Colombo and is now obtaining signatures from across the country.
Brain drain is affecting the professionals' mentality. We have shown the government that there is a risk of a shortage of professionals in Sri Lanka arising in the future due to them leaving their jobs. While the Inland Revenue Department has shown that 200 billion rupees in taxes can be collected, the government has disregarded it and is trying to collect a total of around 8 to 9 billion rupees from professionals annually. Professionals are being burnt. As the GMOA, we condemn this.
The shortage of medicines has affected the operations at the cancer unit of the Anuradhapura Teaching Hospital. Approximately 1,000 patients obtain treatment from the Anuradhapura Teaching Hospital daily. However, most of them are forced to head back without medicine due to a shortage of medicine at the hospital.
I am getting treated after 3 years. I came here to get medicine, but there are none. So I bought saline from the pharmacy. I am leaving as there is no medicine. Medicine which used to cost 5,000 rupees now costs 9,000 rupees. The problem is that there is no medicine.
According to the hospital authorities, 18 of the 21 essential drugs that should be available in the cancer unit are currently in short supply.
While Sri Lankans continue to be burdened by the rising cost of electricity and the medicine shortage, solutions to multiple issues are yet to be given. Gammadda, as a movement for the people, by the people, initiated yet another endeavour to assist the people in Hengamua, Kurunegala.
Hengamua village in the Kobegane Divisional Secretariat in Kurunegala is a beautiful sight to see, but the people living there face immense hardships. Due to the lack of clean drinking water, the village has many patients suffering from kidney ailments. Gammadda identified this problem during the nationwide Gammadda door-to-door campaign. The project will provide a solution to the drinking water problem in Hengamua. The financial support for this endeavour was provided by Dr. M.U.A. Thennakon and Mrs. Devinka Puswalla, along with their relatives and friends. State officials also extended their support towards this worthy project.
The Gammadda movement, which operates with the ethos for the people by the people, has garnered international attention. As a nation, we must be proud. The importance here is that our country was developed historically not by the might of our machines, but by the hard work of our people. At a time when our historic heritage is being ignored, the Gammadda movement's efforts to develop the lives of the people with their help is commendable. Everyone here today understood how painful the situation is. There is water, but it is not suitable for consumption. It is hard to imagine. We are pleased that everyone will be able to receive clean drinking water through this project. We are grateful to everyone that made this possible.
ව්‍යාපෘතිය තුලින් ඔබලාට සෑම දිනාටම මේ පානීය ජලය ලැබෙන එක අපි ඉතාම සතුටුයි. ඉතින් අපි හැම දිනාටම ස්තුතියි කියන්න ඕනේ. අපි හරිම සතුටුයි. අද මේක කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙච්ච එක ගැන.
Following its completion, the project will be declared open to the public in the near future.
News First with the people.
Speaking at a rally held in Kurunegala, leader of the National People's Power, Anurakumara Dissanayake, said there is no requirement to protect Ranil Wickramasinghe. We'll bring you the details of this story and much more right after this short commercial break.
News First, main sponsor.
25% for 2 months, 25.5% for 4 months. Valuable FD.
Welcome back to the news. A protest march and a rally organized by the National People's Power against an oppressive government took place in Kurunegala. The NPP protest march commenced at the Vehara Junction in Kurunegala. The rally commenced after protest march reached the Kurunegala town.
දැන් කට්ටිය හිතනවා ඒ රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ අපි බේරගන්නේ කියලා. මොකද රනිල් කරේ ණය ගෙවන්නේ නැහැ කියලා තීන්දුවක්.
Some think we will protect Ranil Wickramasinghe. What did he do? He decided not to repay the debt, increased the VAT to 15%, which resulted in prices of all goods and services increasing, introduced a new social security contribution tax, increased the income tax, increased the company tax and the exporters tax to 30%, and increased the electricity tariff. Fuel prices were increased and later reduced by 10 rupees. Gas prices were increased to rupees 5,000 and later reduced by 500 rupees. Ranil Wickramasinghe did not act with a plan or a vision to come out of this grave economic crisis. Electricity tariffs will be increased again in January. He is also selling important state resources. The decisions he has reached are to impose taxes and sell state resources. But he is president to protect Basil Rajapaksa, Mahinda Rajapaksa, Gotabaya Rajapaksa and their clan. These two groups will unite to protect each other when their close friends are in a difficult position. They are not divided, they are united. People took to the streets to show their power and chase the Rajapaksas. There is no SLPP today, it is in ruins. The most suitable opportunity has arisen for a new political campaign to come into power. Will you make use of this situation? There is a special opportunity for the NPP to come into power. Will we be able to do it? It can be done at the local government election. Ranil Wickramasinghe and the SLPP will be rejected and we will call people to the streets and get parliament dissolved. At the general election, the 134 majority will disappear along with Ranil. Help us establish a government and we will show what will be done to Ranil within 2 days. There is a set plan. Let's unite and work together for this purpose. Go to the villages and establish local government councils and build a strong people's force. Join me in this cause. Venerable Dr. Valawa Hengunugawe Dhammaratana Thego expressed the following views at a religious event to mark the 75th anniversary of the Mihintale National School. After independence, there were clashes over education policies, particularly regarding the education of Tamil. Someone must implement a mechanism to teach the language. Sinhalese children must be taught Tamil from the preschool stage. Moreover, Muslim Tamil-speaking children must be taught Sinhalese. This language issue must be provided with a solution through the parliament. If children are taught these languages since preschool, in 10 years the language issue in the country can be solved.
වසර 10ක් යනකොට අපේ රටේ තිබෙන මේ භාෂා ප්‍රශ්නය නැති කරන්න පුළුවන්.
Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa urges to crack down on drugs using the Singapore method instead of adopting fake charades.
Sri Lanka is becoming a haven for drugs. No one is adopting a proper method when it comes to over 3 million students in the country. They engage in fake displays of searching school bags just to show the country that they are cracking down on drugs. Children are not drug dealers. Why are these major drug dealers given facilities in prison at the expense of the taxpayer? We need to solve this issue now. The system I believe that we can adopt to solve it is the Singapore method. There is no other alternative. Our government will implement the Dasaraja Dharma. We will destroy the drugs and the drug traffickers.
The opposition leader made these comments while handing over a school bus worth 5 million rupees to the Bentota Gamini National School in Galle under the Sakwal program. This was the 49th bus handed over under the program.
Samagi Janabalawege parliamentarian SM Marika convened a media briefing on Friday. The Minister of Power and Energy is trying to increase the electricity tariff. He is threatening to implement a 10-hour power cut if the price is not increased. The electricity tariff hike is highest for low-income earners in society. The percentage is lowest for the high-income earners. Anyone can think they're Hitler and intimidate. We will rally the people to the streets.
විශේෂයෙන් අපි දැක්කා ඊයේ සරත් පොන්සේකා මන්ත්‍රීවරයා මාධ්‍යවමත් කැඳවලා තියෙන තෙදී මාධ්‍යවේදීකු ප්‍රශ්න ඔබතුමාගේ නම සඳහන් වෙනවා මේ සම්මේලනයේ මම හිතන්නේ සංවිධානය කරපු එකේදී මේ කතාව හදපු අනුපිළිවෙලේදී තුමාට අසාධාරණයක් වෙලා තියෙනවායි කියලා චෝදනා කරලා එතුමාත් එක පිළිගන්නවා ඒක. මොකක්ද මේක මේ තත්ත්වය?
මගේ නම කිව්වේ නැහැ තුමාකෝ. මාධ්‍යවේදීන් කොටවන්න එහෙම ඇහුවා මම ඒක බලන් හිටියා.
He didn't mention my name. Journalists asked that question to incite tension. I was watching it. I must mention that I was not the one organizing the party's speeches. I took the lead and we collectively organized it well. It is the first time a technical stage like this was made for politics. My concern is not the speeches, but the success of the event. People get up after the party leader's speech. It is the same for any party. I did my duty well and I informed him of this on a call. No one can raise allegations against me.
ඒක අපේ පක්ෂෙත් එහෙමයි ඕන පක්ෂෙක එහෙමයි ප්‍රශ්නේ තියෙන්නේ මම මගේ රාජකාරිය හරියට කරලා ඉවරයි මම එතුමාට දුරකථනයෙන් කතා කරලා කිව්වා හරිද මට චෝදනා කරන්න බෑ කාටවත්.
In more local news, one man was shot dead in Kotugoda Seeduwa this morning.
Police spokesperson SSP Nihal Talduwa said that 2 men on a motorcycle had opened fire at the man near a porridge stall in Kalinga area in Seeduwa. Sri Lanka police said that 2 people were injured in the shooting and first rushed to the Seeduwa hospital and then to the Ragama hospital, where one of them, a 39-year-old man, succumbed to his injuries.
It was observed that a pistol was used to commit this crime. 12 empty bullet casings and a slug were recovered by police. A 60-year-old woman who was selling porridge was injured in the leg. She is being treated at the Ragama hospital. It has come to light that the deceased was a driver of a lorry used to transport sand.
පස් ප්‍රවාහනය කරනු ලබන ලොරි වල රියදුරක වශයෙන් රියදුරු රැකියාවෙන් නිරත වන බවට තමයි දැනට තොරතුරු ලැබිලා තිබෙන්නේ.
What is the real motive for the murder?
මෙම වෙඩි තැබීම
We are yet to determine the motive for the shooting. However, the deceased was remanded once for murder. The court has not delivered a verdict on that matter.
අධිකරණයේ තීරණය කුමක්ද යන්න මෙතෙක් මා වෙත වාර්තා වී නැහැ.
It's been 8 days since businessman Dinesh Shafter was strangled to death inside his car at the Boralla cemetery. What is the progress on the Shafter murder inquiry?
දුරකථනාංක විශාල ප්‍රමාණයක් තියෙනවා විශ්ලේෂණය කරන්න.
There is a large number of telephone numbers to analyze, and he had many connections in the business world. We are continuing to analyze CCTV footage. There are investigations on bank-related matters as well.
මේකදී සොයා බැලීම් කරන්නවා විශේෂයෙන් බැංකු ලේඛන සහාය වාර්තා සම්බන්ධව.
Another shooting took place in Alpitia on Friday evening. Sri Lanka police said that one person was injured in the shooting that took place at the Yakkadu junction in Alpitia. Police said that 2 men on a motorcycle carried out the shooting and fled the scene. The injured man was admitted to the Alpitia hospital for treatment. We'll go in for another commercial break. Stay with us.
25% for 2 months, 25.5% for 4 months. Valuable FD.
Biz Fast.
Lanka Sadhasa Limited reduced the prices of several goods ahead of Christmas. 1 kilogram of white sugar was reduced by 6 rupees to 218 rupees. 1 kilogram of imported potatoes was reduced by 5 rupees to 285 rupees. 1 kilogram of big onions was reduced by 5 rupees to 185 rupees. 1 kilogram of red dal was reduced by 11 rupees to 374 rupees. 425 grammed canned fish was reduced by 15 rupees to 475 rupees. 1 kilogram of chili was reduced by 15 rupees to 1780 rupees. 1 kilogram of sprats was reduced by 50 rupees to 1100 rupees. The People's Tomorrow movement convened a media briefing in Colombo.
Elected ජනාධිපතිවරයෙක් සහ selected ජනාධිපතිවරයෙක් අතර වෙනස දැන් අපි හොඳට දකිමින්
We are witnessing the difference between an elected president and a selected president. Ranil Wickremesinghe is telling the people to adopt a new political culture. What is he doing now? He is trying to obtain statements that would corner the Sivasa media. The people who are summoned to give statements on the fire at his house say that questions are being asked in the guise of cornering the Sivasa media. Is this the new political culture? Is it the new political culture to appoint parliament select committees to silence the media when they reveal the truth to the country? That is very old. That is what politicians have been trying for so long. The people are no longer fools.
දේශපාලඥයෝ කාලයක් තිස්සේ කරගෙන ආපු මර්ධනය කියන එක තේරුම් ගන්න බැරි තරම් මේ රටේ මිනිස්සු මෝඩයෝ නෙමෙයි කියන කාරණාව අපි කියන්න ඕන.
The United States Agency for International Development, or USAID, announced the official launch of a planned 5-year project in Sri Lanka and Maldives to reduce environmental plastics by decreasing industrial use of plastic.
The project's consortium, led by Research Triangle International, works alongside local partners to target system inefficiencies and areas of reliance on virgin plastics. The project's overall goal is to increase participation in solid waste management and reduction programs, preventing thousands of tons of plastic from leaking into the environment. USAID said that Sri Lanka faces unique challenges in waste management. In Sri Lanka, the country's solid waste management systems struggle to keep pace with growing urban populations.
Most of the people think that plastic is a great hassle to the environment and the public. But what is missing in this argument is that people don't realize it is not the plastic harming the environment or the public or the society or the species. It is the irresponsible disposal of plastic garbage. When you take Sri Lanka on this particular program that is conducted by USAID, we are very definitely have to look at whether as citizen of this country, are we disposing plastics responsibly? We are not doing it. And in the end, we blame. There is no much alternative for plastics. There have been many campaigns against plastic, but then what are the alternatives available for plastics? And that could be even more dangerous to the environment, because if you are to go for paper, that would increase the carbon footprint further. Even glass would consume much more energy than plastic. So that would release enormous amount of carbon to the environment. So therefore, I would say the responsible disposal of plastic garbage and management of plastic garbage and recycle and reuse of plastic is the key that we must focus on.
Meanwhile, a local environmental group has launched a program to build a PET bottle Christmas tree.
The PET bottle Christmas tree will be assembled on the 23rd and 24th of December at the Vallavata beach. The project is conducted by Pearl Protectors, a youth-led marine conservation organization in partnership with Zero Trash. The PET tree will stand 12 feet tall and be a symbolic of single-use plastics. This is the fourth year that a PET tree is being created to spread awareness against single-use plastic affecting our marine environment.
And that brings us to the end of this edition of Primetime News here on TV1. For the News First team, I've been Senita Senanayaka. Take care and stay safe.